Hell Clock is an action RPG built on top of a roguelike run structure. The game is set in a dark reimagining of a real 19th century conflict in Brazil, and the story about a fighter trying to save his mentor's soul actually has some real punch to it. I will mention it here and there, but mostly focus on the gameplay, since that is what makes the game stand out as well. And we don't want to spoil the story. I'm gonna walk you through the game's strengths and weaknesses. But first, a few reasons this one is actually worth paying attention to. For starters, Hell Clock offers insane replayability with the Ascension mode, the Abyss and Oblivion modes, which are basically New Game Plus, and the Endless Nightmare modes. We take a closer look at this later. In this game, you pick your entire skill loadout before you even start a run. So unlike something like Hades, where your starting kit gets handed to you at random, you are deciding your setup on purpose from the beginning. That said, once you're actually in a run, you still get random choices thrown at you. Leveling up offers you a pick between a few random blessings, and the gear and relics you find dropping are random too. So there's still plenty of luck involved in how a run shapes up. It's just not deciding your whole run kit for you. The upgrades also stack multiplicatively instead of just adding up. So a couple of the right picks together can triple your damage output, and builds can go from feeling decent to feeling absurdly strong almost overnight. There's also a permanent relic system that lets you completely rework how a skill behaves between the runs. So not just bigger numbers but actual mechanical changes. For example, turning your spread shot into a one-piercing bullet. And the whole thing runs on a countdown clock that forces you to make decisions every single run. Loot versus speed. Fighting versus skipping. Nothing about this game is on autopilot. Now the actual breakdown. Every run drops you into a dungeon with a timer in the corner. You've got a set amount of time to clear floors, grab loot, and reach the boss. And if the clock hits 0 before that, then the run is over. Full stop. The early floors give you breathing room. Then there's a noticeable difficulty spike partway through most runs. You have to adjust here on the fly. Combat itself is manual aim, not auto-target. Your main gun ability is your bread and butter. On top of that, you pick knife throwing skills. These auto-fire in a ring around you on a cooldown. Dash abilities that double as damage. And a big melee option where you smash things with a bell. Leveling up mid-run gives you a random pick between a few blessings, tied to your active skills. Flat damage, crit chance, cooldown reduction, area of effect, that kind of thing. You will also pick up trinkets on the ground that buff you passively, and gold for spending at shrines mid-run. Of course, all of this stuff vanishes the moment you die. This brings us to the permanent progression. The soul stones you collect get spent at your camp between dives, buying blessed gear that stays equipped forever, or unlocking new skills on a skill tree. Relics also go into the reliquary once you find them. This lets you slot them in permanently, and mix effects together. There is also a bigger talent tree system tied to the story spell, where hitting certain soulstone thresholds gives you points to spend on account-wide bonuses. On top of all that is a passive system called Constellations, about 15 nodes split across 3 paths: Faith, Discipline and Fury, each one of course leaning into a different playstyle. For endgame there's a mode called Ascension, where you pick difficulty modifiers called penances. This raises your hell level. Ascension wipes your gear and relics each time, but keeps your constellation points and your highest hell level cleared. There's also Abyss and Oblivion, which work more like a New Game Plus continuation, and a separate mode called Endless Nightmares, that throws you into randomized zones across 16 difficulty tiers. Now as for the actual downsides, the biggest one is possibly that the run-to-run evolution doesn't go as deep as you'd hope. You pick your core skills and equip your important build-changing relics before you even step a foot into a dungeon, so quite a lot of what you pick up during the run is just convenient percentage upgrades. The 2.0 update added unique blessings that can actually shake things up mid-run, but they are definitely rare enough that a lot of runs still feel kind of decided. There's a solid amount of affixes and combos on paper, but your average piece of gear is just a small bump to damage, or defense or cooldowns, and it doesn't always give you that immediate excitement that you would get from a Diablo-style drop. The floor designs also tends to repeat itself more than you'd like to. Most of it comes down to moving through corridors, clearing a group of enemies, and finding the exit. The nightmare portals and procedural layouts do mix things up. But of course, they don't actually widen the range of what you're actually doing floor to floor. The campaign itself is also on the shorter side, around 7 to 10 hours, not counting endgame grinding. The 2.0 update padded out the free endgame quite a bit, but the 4th story act only comes with the paid Cursed War expansion, so the base game alone is a fairly short story experience. Now this game is on sale right now. It is fully single player with no PvP and no character creator. If you're the type who cares about theory crafting builds and stacking synergies, then this game, despite some of its flaws, is squarely built for you.